everybody, it's Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway. Driver of the 8H NOSA Sprint Car, Jade Hastings, in the studio once again with us today. That's worth another round of applause. And one of our big sponsors today, of course, Northwest Tire in Grand Forks. You know, for tires, work on your vehicle, and more, check out Northwest Tire on Gateway Drive, North Dakota's largest tire dealer. Family-owned for over 40 years, from big to small. I tell you what, Northwest Tire, they do it all. You can find all the big-name brands like Toyo, Nokian, Bridgestone, Firestone, and more. Call 701-780-8473 to schedule your next appointment. Northwest Tire on Gateway Drive in Grand Forks, helping you get the perfect tires for whatever you drive. And we're still waiting for Chad. Speaking of Northwest Tire, he's on his way. He said he's running a little bit late. Hey, if you have any questions or comments, Nick Curtis is already watching More Than Boys, More Than Nick. Let's see. If you have any questions or comments, 701-213-0863 is our number, 701-213-0863. You can text, you can call, you can do whatever you want. You might want to leave that unlocked, though, Dale, because Chad's still on his way. Before we get going, time now for our daily segment called Jokes My Neighbors Tell Me. Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Facebook is now hiring, everybody. Facebook is now hiring. No need to apply. They already have all of your details, right? But even though they have all your details, you'll have to write a cover letter. Then you'll have to write all the same information in a full resume. And then if you get an interview, they'll ask you the same information again because they never read it the first or second damn time. There you go. How was that, Dale? He missed it all. All right. I'm just slamming Facebook. There we go. Quickly, we'll go over the schedule for this weekend. Friday, River City Speedway. Tomorrow, the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazin Challenge, Back Row Challenge. We got the Outlaw Sprints, of course. The Red River Sprint Series, which is the 305 sprints, are going to be there with the Soda Street Stocks and the Wissota Midwest Mods. Saturday in Devils Lake, NLRA Special. They got the Pure Stocks, the Wissota Street Stocks, the Midwest Mods, the Late Models, and the Trophy Class. Greenbush Saturday, A-Mod Streets, Midwest Mods, Pure Stocks, Minn-Kota Lightning Sprints, and Sunday, Buffalo River Back to School Event Drive. That's going on Sunday, Buffalo River. Oh, and speaking of buses, we'll have some buses racing here tomorrow night at River City Speedway. Now we can finally get down to business. Here he is, Jade Hastings, man. How you doing?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. You got to sleep in this morning, Dick.
Yeah. I was supposed to, well, my boss said I could go to work or I could stay home. I told him I was going to go, and then when I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning, decided I was not going to go. So.
Well, you know, it's like, what, flip a coin or not?
Wake up and see how tired I am. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this now. You don't have a whole lot of help. You average, you get up at, I don't know what time you start your construction job. By the way, work for Alt Construction, your big sponsor. But you're in the race shop every night till 11, 12 o'clock, what?
Yeah, I usually get there right after work at about 5 or 6, and then usually there till between 9 and midnight. Depends on the night. That's every day of the week, at least 3 hours a day. Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes 8 hours a day if we're not racing. So.
And how old are you?
25.
Yeah, you ever wonder how those like 50-year-old guys do it?
I'm sure if I did it for 25 more years, I'd get a little quicker at it. So I might slow down, but I'll figure out all the faster ways to get it done.
Yeah. Paul Erickson, best day of the week. All right, thanks, Paul. Brett Anderson, morning, guys. But you know what? If you want to be, and you've been finishing strong again this year, every night almost, you got to do it. This is stuff you have to do. The stuff has to be done. You don't just get done, wash your car on a Friday night, put it in the trailer, and then unload it again next Friday.
Yeah, you have to truly want to win. And I remember when I was a young kid in the game, when I was 16 or 17, my car owners told me that I have to want to do it. And I thought I did. It wasn't until I got older, about 21, where I realized that I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to race. Once I got 21, I got the passion for it, and I really wanted to do it. I wanted to win. I didn't want to race. I wanted to win, and that's when kind of all spiraled out of control, and it took over my life.
Spiraled out of control.
So now I have no life. I get to see my wonderful girlfriend, Bryce, for about 15, 30 minutes every night, and hopefully if I'm lucky enough, she comes to the race with us, and I get to see her some on the weekend. But yeah.
Otherwise, you know what? Kind of without her, you'd be screwed.
Yeah, no, she is my rock. She helps out so much. She cleans the trailer floors every week. She keeps the T-shirts and sweatshirts organized, and she's my sales lady. So, doesn't sound like much, but just cleaning the trailer, that's 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
of work,
and then, I get a lot of messages from her, too, at the Speedway if she's doing the North Dakota Eye Clinic 50/50 ticket thing. She's pretty busy, too, not to mention she's got a full-time job. So you guys, I think you make a pretty good pair.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Definitely want to be with her forever. Not going to say the M word, though, because then people get all crazy.
Okay. Can I drop you a little secret?
Yeah.
I'm getting ordained.
Oh, there we go. That could be fun.
I could see it now, man. Wedding Wednesday on GFBS.
Redneck wedding down at Riverside Dam.
We could do that. Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
But I don't think I could really do this how I want to do it with a different girlfriend or partner, because she understands it. Her dad did it when she was little kid, so she gets it, and she has the same passion for it that I do. She wants me to win just as bad as I want to win, and she wants me to be in the shop working, busting ass just as bad as I want to be there doing it. So
she gets it.
Yeah, 100%.
And you'll find that out. A lot of guys, they race cars. All of a sudden, they fall in love. They get married. It doesn't last long. Well, she didn't get it.
Yeah,
they didn't realize what you really do.
The marriage doesn't last long, or else their racing career is over in a couple of years.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's one or the other. They really need to know what they're getting themselves into. She knew that all along.
I made it very clear. Too.
Yes, and you have to. Yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of guys out there that race cars that have been married to the same woman for a long time. It can work. They just got to realize it. Oh boy, look who happens to be in the studio. If it ain't Chad Hoff.
Hi.
Yeah. How are you?
Hey. Woohoo. I'm good.
Yeah.
I had to pee before I got on here.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it was a rush.
Yeah, that was like 8 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know.
How you
It's
been?
like a world record.
Yeah, how you been?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm gonna see if we can get a picture up here for you here real quick.
Oh, what do you got?
A picture from us the other day.
Really?
Last week. I don't know. See if we can. I don't know if Paul's got it in there or what's he gonna do here. It's
Where's it
one
at?
of a fish. If you can find it.
It's a fish?
Paul's gonna get it up there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a fish.
It's a fish?
Yeah. Well, him and I we've been talking about going catfishing. We might go up this weekend. In fact, we're talking about it.
Oh, my God.
And I was mentioning
we're
to him
hooked.
that we went out last week, and a lot of people saw it on social media. But boy, that was fun.
Oh,
we
gosh.
could have caught a fish like that in that tournament a couple of days
That
later.
was like a day one perfect catch for you guys.
That would have
wouldn't
been. Yep, that would have been.
Yeah, Parker got a hold of that one, and then, Dad, can you take over?
He didn't last long with that one.
No, it was tough. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
How's work?
Yep.
It's like I asked the guy once, how many guys you got working for you now? And he goes, about half.
I got 3 guys called in sick today on
boy.
our truck side, which is probably our most profitable side of B. Mm-hmm. Just because it's more active. You got a lot more stuff going on with truck wise, and
Sure.
So yeah, we're running with regular this morning. So
Yeah, well, now harvest is going on. Pre-pile is going on. Wheat harvest, grain harvest, all that
black
stuff.
gold is in there. Go, I need one of these fans. I'm sweating already.
Heather, by the way, says all those procedures make it take longer. LOL.
She likes to talk about your procedures.
I know.
Yeah, well, we always do.
She must want to see them.
Hey, your girlfriend just typed in too.
Did she?
I knew what I was signing up for.
She's awesome.
Oh, and it's got the little heart smoochy thing. How about that?
I heard you talking about her
awesome.
when I walked in. She's awesome.
Have you guys always had that?
Always.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the comments on there too?
Yeah, that way you can see
Yep,
it.
That way I can see it over here, and then you can see it over there if you need to. So
I finally
no cussing.
got smart from Amanda.
Oh, showed you how to
put my phone up there, but I never knew that was there.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we got it? No.
What?
Oh, okay. No.
Working
okay.
on it. Morning, Nick. Sorry.
No, I don't want to see it. Who shot JR? Who shot JR?
Who shot Eric Rice? Who shot JR?
I don't know. Is that me?
Who's Junior?
I'm JR.
Well, you're JR.
Oh.
I don't know. People. Yeah. Anything on that, Jade? Nothing?
No, I'm silent.
So how's your summer going besides racing? Because it's bummer. Summer is so short around here, but I suppose you don't really get to focus on a whole lot besides racing in the summer, do you?
Yeah.
And work.
I couldn't tell you a single thing I've done this summer besides work on race cars. But this summer's been really good, actually. This is the longest I've gone into a summer in about 5 or 6 years without getting burnt out.
Yeah.
Or, you know, some days after work, you're just like, oh, I don't want to go to the shop.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet this year.
That was going to be one of my questions. I was talking to another sprint car racer yesterday, and you see it on social media and all over the United States. It seems like the tracks, it's like there's a lot of toxicity going around.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of dirty, angry, mean, toxic stuff going around. And this guy just said to me, you know what? He goes, this is the time of year when people are burned out.
Yeah.
He goes, they're getting burned out. Their fuses are getting shorter every week. Right. A lot of the guys, they're almost ready and waiting for the season to be done. But and he blamed a lot of it on that. And I never really thought of it that way. I guess that does make sense. Like you said, we have hardly any summer here. You know, and like Jade said, besides work and work on the cars and anything with racing, he doesn't remember one thing he's done.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I do remember one thing you did, though. You got to go motocross driving with the Eglin boys.
Yeah,
How fun was
can't
that?
believe I forgot that. That was a blast. And those guys got big balls.
Oh, I know they do. I know they do. I used to race those bikes, and I see all their social media posts and stuff, but were you sore in a different way after riding? Because that's a whole different group of muscle memory going on there.
So the inside of my groins were super sore from holding on.
On the bike.
Yeah. And then my wrist, it didn't hurt when I did it, but I must have jammed it, hitting jumps or whatever.
Sure.
Just the constant compression.
You're right.
And it's still, I can't lift anything with it. So
Well, I think even
that was 2 weeks ago.
To be, well, dude, to be a sprint car driver, you gotta have big balls too. So
Yeah,
that's just a different type of racing. That side of things.
Well,
but the way you drive a sprint car, pretty sure that's pretty big in there too.
like I was telling Tom, I feel so safe in a sprint car. There's a cage, and I feel
Right.
like nothing can hit me on a dirt bike. It's like, oh, if I overshoot this jump
Yeah.
or undershoot it, I'm going to the hospital.
There's a tree right there. Yeah. That tree could hurt.
I don't know if we're on here or not. LIC
What do you
is
do?
GFBS. I don't know.
It's on. We're still going on Facebook.
Okay, that's
so.
a little delay, though, isn't it?
Oops.
Heather, no, I don't want to see it. What do we got here?
Whatever.
J.R. Ewing, he's sponsored
kidding.
by Ewing Oil. Oh, boy. Craig, Chad, I gave Keith a melon protector for you to try.
Okay.
Okay. So
that's breaking
Brittany
news.
says, thanks, Craig.
That's breaking news.
It's called the case of August, but some had a case of the Augusts in April. Yes, and I get that, too.
I feel like that COVID year changed things kind of. Everyone had a shortened season, and it was a really fun year because no one thought they were going to race. So
Yeah.
everyone just had a great time. And then the year after that, we're back to a full season, starting right at the beginning of the spring, and everyone was burnt out. It seemed like that year by like June.
Yeah.
I would agree with that 100%. I think the grind was way different that year after COVID. That kind of.
So I remember everyone had a lot of fun racing that COVID year.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because they were thankful for being there, right? Because we knew all of us got locked out for 2 weeks. Like straight 2 weeks, couldn't do anything, right? So everything outdoors was going crazy.
Yeah.
The boat sales were nuts. You can't get an RV anywhere because they're selling out like nuts,
Yeah.
you know? So everybody wanted to be outside. And by the time, and your guys' outdoor activity is racing. So by the time we can go racing, it was like, okay, let's go. And you guys, it was a blast that year. I remember that year. Where every time I had to do a victory lane speech, like, take that mask off. I'm like, okay, you got it. No problem. I just got to, well, obviously we had the county commission said differently for us that year, but as soon as my race guys said, take that thing off, no problem. It was coming down.
You mean the county commission, like the ones that turned on us and want to build onto a jail and steal all that land out there? Those guys?
That one.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if we were thinking about the same people there. We might have a picture now. I want to see if we can take a look at this thing here.
Jay, check this out.
Oh, I saw it.
Did you?
On Facebook, I think.
Oh, yeah.
May need to resize it a little
We'll resize it. Look at,
how old is he?
he's 10.
Wow.
He's
awesome.
10.
I remember I was about 10 when I caught my first big catfish with my dad.
Yeah.
I was, 10-year-old. I was out in the weeds. We were fishing from shore, out messing
Right.
around, not paying attention. He yelled my name and had the hook all set up, or the hook set, fish on for me. I grabbed the rod and started pulling me down the boat ramp. I was like, Dad, I need help. No, you're not getting any help. You hold on.
And if you look at the guide, Brad Durick Outdoors, he would never take a picture like that because, you see, we gave away our location.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that in the background. Now, if you look at Brad Durick's pictures, he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anybody to know.
The beautiful part about this whole thing, there's that dock right behind us. Obviously, you can see it in the picture. Kids were catching there all the time, and John and I were sitting there. And when this one hooked on, And John said right away, right when the pole hit the water, he said, you don't really go up and get them because you see all these poles. There's 4 poles, right? All of it's boop, 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 boop. Just everybody just going down. He goes, you don't get up and do nothing until the pole hits the water.
Yep.
Well, this pole hit the water, and John goes, oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And he started reeling. He goes, here, Chad. So I take it up to Parker. He was at the front of the boat. And Parker's reeling it. He goes down, reels up, just all reel down. He pulls up or whatever. And the fish went under the boat.
Oh, that's fun though.
And
About 5 times.
I look
Tell
over
breaks
at
your line, that's
at
fun.
Parker, and I'm trying to help him. I look over at Parker, and he's bent way down underneath there. He's like, Dad, I need your help. I'm like, I got it. He goes, Dad, can you reel the rest? My hands are cramping.
That's awesome.
You bet, buddy.
You'll never forget that.
So obviously, you know how big I am, and I'm hiding the bottom half of me right now. But I put the pole underneath the ledge. Okay. The next day,
Best spot for it.
bruise.
I told him, I said a big
Bruise.
fish will leave a black and blue mark on your gut.
Just like riding a dirt bike. There
you go.
Soaring spots.
Yeah, soaring spots you're not used to.
Yeah. And,
Right?
and by the way, Tommy Eglin says dirt bike Saturday, Jade.
I might be going fishing Saturday, Tom.
We'll let you know
Yeah.
Friday.
Parker's almost 11. He turns 11 in October. Bernie reminded me.
If
Yeah,
I'm not
almost
fishing, I'll
11.
be there.
Yeah, fishing is something my son and I do, and it's an awesome thing. John
love
took us out. I'll show Jay this picture while we're on air, but John took us out, and forever thankful for that. I owe him a case of Bush for sure. Yeah, but it's something that he'll never forget doing. And now he wants to get a boat, and now he wants to go fishing every Wednesday with John at Catfish League. He was the captain of the boat that day.
awesome.
That first picture we took of him when we were getting ready to go.
Yeah.
So those are stuff I'll never forget. Parker, we talk about fishing and spending time like you and your dad. You got it, reel it in, right?
Yeah.
Never thought, I sit to the guy to the left of me, and he always tells me, do whatever you can because it goes fast. I never believed that. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, John. No shit. He's almost 11. And I have to dial back what I'm doing and everything because the things that he's involved in, because I thought at that time I was doing Devil's Lake and he was 5.
It's great. I was just going to say that when I met you, he was basically a baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And we go around and see you guys at Home Economy and stuff, walk around with you. Now he's up to my freaking chest.
Yep.
And, he's
Yeah.
so if when you and Bryce get down that road, take time for the family because before you know it, you blink and the damn kid's 11.
And
So-
I used to say it to you, do it while
All
you
the
can
time.
now because before you know it, they're going to be grown up and gone. But really, before you know it, they're going to be sick of you.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're going to get to that teenage little phase in life where they don't
Yeah.
want nothing to do with mom or dad for a while. You might get lucky.
Right.
Some kids aren't like that, but
Yeah.
you got to enjoy it while you can.
It's
and
like
you know,
50-50.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be the cool dad all the time,
Yeah.
Trying to be nice about it.
that
but
helps. That helps.
Don't be too cool, though.
Yeah, I know. You'll see it on Facebook if I become too cool.
We
Yeah.
I just want to before we get going here, I want to look at one more picture. I think said was just emailed into us. I haven't seen this one.
boy.
Let's see what this is.
Oh, what?
Oh, there we go. I'm scared.
That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Are those
Those kids were pumped.
okay? I love you for that, dude. I'm serious because you guys, when we had you guys up on the stage or anything, you always bring hero cards up and you always walk around and kids flock to you and you do this thing right here. This is what they'll remember.
You're a rock star for these kids.
100% you are.
I remember Mark Dobmeyer was my Superman, so I remember
Yeah.
like it was yesterday. I would go to the races by myself. My grandma would drop me off at 7:30 because I didn't care to watch the two.
The other guys.
Yeah. But late models and sprints are always cool. But then she would pick me up from the track at like 2, 3 in the morning. I wouldn't leave until Mark left. So,
Yeah.
And do you walk around now with a Sharpie in your pocket?
Yeah, and whenever I don't have one, it's a bad deal. Yeah.
No, I foresee you do because, golly, man, you're surrounded by them and you invite them, and it's so cool to see that. So kudos to you for doing that because you don't see a lot of guys taking time for that much anymore. You definitely with the bigger guys come here to town with the outlaw. They're packed up and gone before guys can even get back there. And
It
you
is
guys
hard,
hang
though,
there.
for them. I mean, that you got to remember too that.
Oh, they got to go
I
to the
get
next track.
Everyone should talk to the kids, but yeah, they might have a 4-hour drive to the next track and 8 hours of maintenance, and it's not so much the driver wanting to leave as the crew.
As the crew.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's the crew. Well, you look at these big teams. driver doesn't do much.
Well, on the really big teams, yeah, they just sleep in the hotel.
Right.
until
They
it's time
just
to
hang
go.
out and then they show up in their shorts and their
Well,
nice clean shirt. And
I
then
know
they,
David Gravel pulls his own trailer, his own clothing trailer.
Most of them do that. I think.
Most of them do that. Yeah.
Well, it's the least they can do, right?
Yeah.
Heather says Aubrey turns 14 the Saturday of the sites. We're studying for a permit test now. It really goes fast. And you know what? Parents might be nervous because their kid is getting his driver's license or their driver's license or permit, but I also know people that their sons or daughters are old enough to drive now, and it is a big relief. It takes a lot off of their plate, especially if they've got brothers and sisters. They can run around and drop them off and do all the running with them. Sheriff Andy Schneider, he's got a whole team for a family. He's got all kinds of kids. So he said now one with a license is really, really, really nice.
Yeah. Do you see what Manager Joe put on here?
Yeah.
And went from 20 races in 2020 to 41 in 2021.
Wow.
And I remember 2021, everyone was burnt out in June.
Yeah.
And everybody. It was hard to make it through the last 2-3 months of the season.
Well, you got you guys, they got the track officials, your track people. I mean, all of that's a grind, especially with the schedules we come out with, because 2020 was so, I'd say, laid back a little bit more. And then
we weren't taking it for granted in 2020.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, everybody, like you guys, I think you still do it now. You did the weekend over in Minnesota, South Dakota. I mean, you guys traveled a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap. I do remember that now.
Now, with the way, and we'll get into this a little bit deeper, but now, NOSA, now you guys aren't here as much. You're on the road much, much more. Does that tend to add to the burnout factor when you're traveling a lot more? You know you're not going to be here this Friday like you normally are. We're here again on Friday, but now it's not. We're on the road. We're going to be here one night. We're going to be there the next night, and then there, and then we're driving home and getting back at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then going to work. That's got to probably add a little bit to the burnout factor, I would think.
Yeah, it does, especially if you're not doing well. I mean, if you're finishing well, that can pretty much solve all of your problems. But yeah, it seems like whenever you race on a Sunday, the more you race on Sundays, the longer the summer gets, because then all of a sudden you're washing a car on a Monday night after work and doing your engine.
Throws you way off your routine.
Yeah, and you're a day short, and you're just stressed all week. How am I gonna make it?
Yeah.
You know?
How do you like going to these other towns and tracks, though? And you know, the whole NOSA show showing up. It's got to be something different, something new for the fans. Do you like it, or does it get on your, after a while?
I usually love it. I mean, there's some tracks that I just suck at, so it's just hard to want to go there. But I don't know. I like getting out and going to different tracks, as long as, like I said, as long as we're not getting back on a Sunday night. That's just hard. It is. It's really hard.
Right.
But I like the NOSA races when you know everyone, and it's more of a, you're kind of just hanging out in between races, versus when you're racing somewhere else, you don't know anyone. You're just stuck in your own trailer. But yeah, I don't know.
It's funny, when I mentioned I had talked to another driver, I was talking to Dobmeyer yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, man, you look like a zombie, because they had run down on Tuesday night. They'd ran down at Huset's. And he goes, yeah, I'm tired. He goes, wouldn't be so bad if I didn't suck so bad, though. He goes, we sucked last night. He goes, we sucked at Knoxville. It just sucked for the last 10 days. And it even makes me more tired that we suck.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's a lot of
That's what he says.
there.
That's what makes you more burnt out on this side of things. If you go there and your car's not running well. I mean, if you go to Houston and you run top 5 with those guys, you're driving home and you're in an okay mood. I mean, you do a top 5 with that crowd, because they pull from both directions, right? So
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be a big deal.
Terry Blacklands, can someone explain the new parking situation for the Sites race coming up with the old outside parking area now gone by the pit entrance? I can't.
We'll explain that to you when you show up to the track at Sites Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I really don't know how they're going to do it yet.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to be a mess.
Yeah, they usually run the go-kart Saturday and Sunday. They're not this year on Saturday.
They're doing it on Sunday only.
Yep, because they're going to use all of that for parking. So I don't know. I mean, they're still taking bids on this damn jail. I just don't get why everything had to be done just right now. But anyway.
That's a whole nother program.
It is a whole nother program.
We could go off about that for a while.
Oh, we sure could. NOSA points as of August 6th. You're leading. Are you still in the lead? Do you know?
Yeah, I shouldn't be leading, though. Dobmeyer hasn't been to every race.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's kind of a wash for me. I don't really care. I
Yeah,
guess you
well,
could say.
but
The check will be nice if we can win
Sure.
it. I know my car owner cares about that.
Well,
but
right. I mean, you're running good. I mean,
But he's speaking as a competitor.
sure.
Yeah,
Well,
100%
you
he's
have
It's
to.
like kissing your sister, and your sister's a they them.
Oh, is she good looking? Jeez. I mean, now, if these points, again, this was as of August 6th, but you're in first. Dobmeyer is quite a ways behind you, actually, about 40 points as of then. Oh, no. Not. He's like 13 points.
Yep.
And then Mullen is right behind him. But River City Speedway points now, Dobmeyer is just a little bit ahead of you, and you're just a little bit ahead of Mullen. But you got 2 wins this year. But you've got, I know for sure, at least 5 seconds, maybe even more than that.
Well, we're on 4 seconds in a row right now.
Okay.
And that sucks.
It does, but that tells you something, because if you're always up there in the top 3, 4, 5, we all know how much luck is involved with this. We all know how the stars have to be aligned and all of this kind of crap, whatever.
Right.
But it takes a half a second to go from first to fifth in a race like this. But you can always be up there. You know you're in the running. You know you're right up there. You just got to wait, and hopefully it comes your way. But, yeah, it would suck after how many in a row. But how do you fight that? How do you keep your head up?
Just keep doing the same thing I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. Just go to the shop, put in the work, show up to the track, have a good attitude, and hopefully we win. You
Yeah.
know? I
And he
don't know,
does. You do have a great attitude with that.
sometimes. Yeah.
Well, the times I drive by and stuff, you and I talk a little bit. And usually,
At the track, I'm pretty serious.
Yeah.
I don't do too much talking before the night. After I run my heat race and get some adrenaline flowing, I'm a little more talkative. But when I show
yeah,
up, it's pretty.
it's game time.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
wanna
definitely
talk.
tell that because you're close to your hauler, you're inside. I mean, so there's guys where you can go and talk to a little bit and say
Oh, yeah.
hi. Yeah, I kind of stay away from Jade because it's game time.
Yep.
and
There's a lot of shit to think about.
Oh,
and
my
get
God.
right and make sure that the car's not going to fall apart. you
Yeah,
know,
Imagine your head, if you actually could really know what's going on in there sometimes, because we don't.
Yeah.
There's so many things going through our head that all of a sudden it's like, holy, what the hell am I doing? Where am I at?
When
So,
I go through the pits, it's usually quite early. I'll take a spin through in the golf cart and everything, but
Yeah.
you can tell who's doing what. There's some drivers that they might not even be near their hauler. They're all just lollygagging around or doing whatever,
Shane
talking to
Romling.
people. But
we're not dropping names.
but you're one of the guys. You're one of the guys, Jade. That when I drive by, it'll be one of these,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you'll
Yep.
get the old right back because you know that they're focusing on stuff, and guys do get into the zone. Some guys do, and I mean, you got to respect that. You
100%.
stay away from them
Yep.
when things are going and things are done. That's a whole different thing. Jared Lundaby, you're really running well. Stay consistent and turn left. Amanda Joe, Jay, do you have a crew ready to go for Friday?
Yes, I do. I got Eric. Me and Eric are ready. We're ready to win. So, and then Jeff's ready. And Jeff's bringing back the old 94 Mike Johnson crew again, just like last year. So
nice.
We'll have Dave there for sure. I don't know who else is joining him. I'm sure Mike.
Last year, that time you won.
Yeah, that was an emotional one there.
That was a
yeah.
tough one.
Yeah.
Just because all your regular crew guys were gone.
I remember, I took my victory lap and I was going around turns 1 and 2, and I looked over to the grandstand. I could see Jeff and Dave and all them. They were walking back towards the trailer, it looked like, and that's when I realized, I was like, oh man, my crew, the guys I've raced every race since I was 7, they're not here. Like,
Right.
what am I going to do with my hands? You know?
Yeah. And you could definitely in Victory Lane, you could definitely feel the emotion was way different than usually. Usually you're very animated, and I love having that. And we always give each other a hug. Good job, and you could just tell that night it was just off.
Yeah.
Obviously a win's a win, right?
That day was also, what was it? Sorry, F-bomb there.
That's okay. It happens.
What year is it this year? 23. So it would have been 9 years since my dad died on that day last year.
Wow.
So
Right.
it was an important day for me also.
Yeah.
But made it. It was just sad and special, and I didn't really know how to feel. Just kind of like, get me back to my trailer. I need a beer.
That's a huge roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Were you pretty close with your father?
Well, yes and no. I didn't live with him. I lived with my grandparents. So, and we lived in a different town, but we would come back every weekend here. And he would take me bowling or something every weekend. And in the summertime, it was catfishing. We went catfishing every weekend. And but he came to every single race, every hockey game, and all that.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'd say,
awesome.
even though we didn't live with each other, we were very close.
Sure,
and a
sure.
lot alike.
Amanda Joe, his eyes were definitely a bit misty. I forgot you were a hockey player. Do you still lace up the skates at all?
Yeah, I took a couple years off. Last year I got back into it, and I felt like I was way better at it than I should have been after a couple of years.
Is that right?
So then I really got back into it and started playing in a couple different leagues. Yeah.
Oh, how do you like it?
I love it. As long as I'm competitive, I mean.
Is there other race car drivers playing with you? Because I know Bobby used to lace up the skates. Of course, he's not around anymore. And I know Dobmeyer does. And there's some guys I
Brad
know.
used to, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Brad's a state champ.
Yeah. He's still in the record books in the state high school hockey tournaments for most goals in the game or quickest, how many goals in the game or assists or something.
He was a state champ, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, I know Mullen was a pretty good hockey player too.
Yeah, he was.
I don't see any of those guys at beer league. I know Mark. I'm pretty sure Mark still plays.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
Mullen, I don't know. I know I tried to get him to go talk to UMC to see if he'd go on and go play some college hockey. And but I think he wants to focus more on the racing stuff. But I tell you what, I'm going to take a short little break here.
We're getting a little. Oh yeah. Woo.
What?
11:30 first break.
Boy, we're flying today. Talk a little bit right now about Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You know, when you're in a hurry because, well, we're never in a hurry, right? Oil changes. I know where my wife brings her car, she'll wait for hours to get the oil changed. Not me. I go to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. I was there a couple of weeks ago. It took me about 20 minutes. I was in and out of there. They also topped off my fluids. They checked my tires, my battery, my lights, my wipers. They checked my cabin air filter. You know what? You also get discounts for fleets in the military. You can text and email invoices and coupons and all that kind of fun stuff. And you know what? If you mention Grand Forks Best Source, they're going to take $10 off your oil change. It's that easy. Open Monday through Saturday, no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is available in Grand Forks, too. It's Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. Check them out, 3325 South 38th Street, or call 701-780-8462. Make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. And I tell you what, give your toys and holler the buff look without the buffer. It's called Intimidator Polish. See the link on gfbestsource.com. Chad Hoff, the other half of the Bullring Boys in the studio.
I got Tommy Eglin put on your runner-up Minnesota State football in 1982.
That's the last guy I would want to line up against in a football game.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
He's a little short, sorry, Tom, but that low center of gravity, oh boy, I'm getting sent back.
And I mean, the dude, he still goes to the lifts weights every day and shit, doesn't he?
Engine blocks.
Well,
It's so funny.
I was class of 83.
I'm happy he doesn't drink.
Oh, gosh.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
I hate to get on the wrong side of him, but what a great guy. I remember a couple of years ago, my wife and I were just road tripping, and we ended up in Climax, and we ended up at the bar there. The lady working at the bar, her sister owns Spring Steel Resort of a Lake of the Woods, and I know them real well. But anyway, it's like, you know what? I think the Eglins live in this town somewhere. Let's just take a little drive around and see if we can, well, didn't take more than about 30 seconds. Well, there's 4 sprint cars out in the driveway, and it had to be. Next thing you know, we're hanging out over there.
Yep.
Great guy. Blake and Tom, just great guys. Hung around with them for a while, and class of 83. Oops, yeah, you are old. But great guys, great hosts. I just had my 40-year class reunion, Tom, 2 weeks ago. Class of 83. How about that?
I see my grandma Rita said hi, Jade. Love you. Love you too.
There you go.
Oh, Rita.
And Jason, thank you. And thanks for the good show last week in Glendon, or 2 weeks ago. That track was awesome.
Yeah, I
it
heard.
had some real character. It was not an easy track.
No,
I
right.
love
A
that.
few wheelies being popped here and there.
Wheelies and cars bouncing around. And,
Yeah.
But it wasn't tacky where I was trying to destroy cars. It was
Sure.
just had some character.
Or you need a little bit of driver's skill on a track like
You
that.
got to have some nuts, some testicular fortitude.
Some
Yeah.
testicular fortitude.
Wow.
Might have to put that on a bumper sticker.
Yep, that'd be a good one.
Testicular
So,
fortitude.
Jason, thanks for commenting, man. Appreciate it. Good morning, sir. When you saw, did you see that post on Facebook about the lightning sprints and 410s?
With the lap times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is that to see? And just want to hear your side of things. When those lightning sprints, they don't look like they're going crazy fast, but when you look at lap times, they're kind of mirroring you guys a little bit on that.
Well,
Lighter car.
I have 2 ways I can go with this. And the first way, the high side, is there are some badass drivers in that lightning sprint group.
There is, yeah.
Dexter and Trzynski, is both of them. Watching them is so much fun. and Kelsey Peterson. I mean, I'm missing a bunch of them because I don't get to watch them that much. But whenever they're in town, they put on a great show. But I will say with the lap times, to defend my race cars, is I've driven a Lightning Sprint, and it's a lot like driving a go-kart. As you try to go full throttle, no tire spin. If you get off the gas, you're screwed. If you spin your tires, you're screwed.
It's momentum.
Yeah, but those guys rip, and if I would race anything. I would definitely race one of those if I wasn't racing a big car. And good for them. That's good publicity for their club and their drivers, and they all deserve it. So.
What if one, like, let's just say Weston comes up and like, Jade, run my Lightning Sprints and Sprints are the same night. And he says, run my Lightning Sprint, and then you can run your Sprint too. Would you do it?
As long as I don't have to pay for any broken parts.
that is the thing, because you're afraid of that.
Yeah, big
100% you are.
Because
you know what it costs.
Yeah, and I would.
It's the only reason I won't hot lap anybody's
when you
car.
get in the car too, I'm not thinking about it. I'm gonna rip that sucker.
Yeah, yeah.
But Presley or Todd Trudson let me run Presley's car one night in Glendon, and it was way different than driving a sprint car. I sucked. I think we got like 5th out of 12 cars or something, but it was just felt so different. Just completely out of my element. I thought, oh, I've raced go-karts and sprint cars. This should be no problem. And I jumped in there and felt like a fish out of water. So
right.
Yeah, Jason Berg says it's a go-kart on steroids. But, and again, I love Buffalo River. I think it's such a great facility. You and I, when we went up there, had
a
so
blast.
much fun. And I would love to do that, make that an annual thing. Maybe Jason can make that work. I just had so much fun there.
Speaking of go-karts, what about Northern Air getting their go-kart stuff up and running?
They got their go-karts in.
That'd be fun.
that could be fun.
We should totally do that.
I think we should.
You guys should do a Dirty Thursday at Northern Air.
We've got all kinds of great ideas.
Bring like
huh?
four drivers in.
Hell
a
yeah.
street stock,
Well,
mod, late model, and sprint car
Yeah,
driver.
and we've talked before about doing an announcer deal too. Maybe we get Berg down here. We can get whoever.
There you
Maybe
go.
Keith come in and.
Hastings can be the announcer for
I'll
us.
be the flag man.
Yeah, ooh, there we go.
I'll slip him $100.
We talk about for example, Buffalo River and Devil's Lake and Greenbush and all these local tracks going down to South Dakota, I-90, I-80. NOSA not here as much. It used to be a gimme. They were here every Friday night at River City Speedway.
Right.
Not so much now. On the road a lot more. What are your feelings on that? Because, I know what it means because we hear it in the interviews down at RideLCar.com, Victory Lane, what it means to win on your home track. You don't get to say that as much now. And now to get a win here might even be fewer and farther in between because you're not here as often. But what are your thoughts on not being here as much and being on the road more?
Well, as a driver, for me, I want to race where the money is. That's kind of where this whole deal came up with, or it came up, whatever.
Yep.
I want to race for a bigger purse, and that's that. I just had a talk with Brad Stang about this. I've spent my whole life at River City Speedway every Friday, and I have huge passion for that place, especially sprint cars racing there. But I also have a huge passion for the NOSA Sprint cars in that club because I've been with them for 10 years. And it's tough. It's just a tricky spot. I want to race in Grand Forks 5 times a week, not 10 times a year. But I also think all of us sprint car drivers deserve a little bump. It's just tough. It's hard to talk about because I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
That's a hard question.
I just want to fix it. I want everyone to be happy. And,
you really got to walk on. You're walking on glass.
Well, and it's me. I don't care necessarily to make anyone mad or anything like that.
No.
But I'm not mad at anyone. I just want us to all figure it out, and we haven't yet. Both sides are trying to. River City's is trying very hard. No, they do not hate sprint cars. They want us there every week.
Yeah.
They also own a business.
Sure.
And they're trying to maximize profit and put on a good show. And us NOSA Sprints, our sprint car teams are like businesses too. So we're doing the same thing. We want to maximize our profit and put on a show.
And you being a sprint car racer, I mean, us being announcers, we have people that come up to us all the time. Well, you know what? They do this and they're not doing that, and NOSA this and River City Speedway that, and blah, blah, blah.
Everybody's blaming everybody.
They don't know.
Yeah, they
don't
no clue.
know. And believe me, us as announcers, we don't know either.
No.
I mean,
we try to stay away from the political side of things to go there and have fun.
We try.
There's no one to blame. I wouldn't say
there isn't anyone to blame.
I would say that it's just kind of the way things fell this year. Could have many people, drivers, NOSA, River Cities, could we have all done some things better over the off season to figure this out a little quicker and not be such a cluster? You know what? Yeah, we could have, but we didn't, and so here's where we are, and hopefully it's better next year.
Very politically correctly said, I might add.
This kid's growing up so much. I mean,
I think I've been telling him that every year for the last.
You remember our
10
first victory lanes together?
Hell yeah!
Yeah. I always now I have to remind him, hey, PG, hey, PG. But at least it's sincere. We're no BS. That's the way you are. So if.
Oh yeah, if you say it. You're a guy that says it like you see it.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people just know me from back in the day. I used to love to get on Facebook and stir the pot.
Well,
and so people know me from that, and I still kind of do it sometimes. But I feel like if you guys met me and sat down and had a beer or lunch with me, you would see.
Oh yeah.
Now here's what I'm noticing with the more grown up Jade. And by the way, Amanda Joe said very well put. Jade and Bryce Langert agreed.
No, that was a very good answer for that loaded question. You presented a hard flipping question for him to answer.
I did.
For him to be kind of on both sides of the way. And I think that answer was perfect. When you look at everything that you got fans on both sides. Obviously you respect the River City Speedway crew and stuff, or else you wouldn't race there.
Yeah.
And you communicate with Brad, you just said. So, and then on the flip side, he respects and loves the NOSA side of things and understands. And so he did two sides of it. I don't think if somebody said something different on there, they're completely wrong, because what he just did was perfect.
Now, I have noticed you still like to get on Facebook occasionally, but then I did notice that I don't know if you think things out or what, but a lot of times you'll take it off.
Yeah, I like it. So, yeah.
And I do the same thing, because there's sometimes I let my emotions get the best
hot in the
of me.
moment.
Yep, and I'll put it down there, and then I think for a minute or a few minutes and go, people might get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk to people, but it's hard.
And so, yeah, I don't like doing that, deleting stuff, but sometimes I plan to delete it. I put it on there just so that I know if a few people will see it, and if those few people see it, it'll get eventually to who I want to see it.
Exactly. Trickle-down effect there.
I don't want everyone and their mother to see it. I'll just put it out there for 15 minutes, and it'll get to where it needs to go.
Just dangling a little bit. You're just dangling a little bit of bait down there for everybody, right?
Yeah.
I got a text from one of the Canadian boys, Daryl. Good morning, Bullring boys. Jade and crew coming out tomorrow to watch Jade and Mark race it out tomorrow. Always great racing, all classes. Bringing a buddy tomorrow, first timer at River Cities. 10 of them are coming for the Outlaws. Great show, boys. Cheers. Tom Eglin, Hastings 2024. With being on the road more now, Jade, are there any tracks that you never thought you'd probably ever race, but now kind of tickling your fancy, or would you rather stick around closer to home?
When I was 16, I thought we'd be racing all across the country.
Sure. Yeah.
The older I get and the further we get down this racing deal, I'm starting to realize with the money we have, with the sponsors we have and everything, where our potential is. And we're getting very close to maxing out our potential. So we probably won't be traveling very far. I mean, obviously, I would love to race at a track like Knoxville. I've always wanted to go race some of those tracks in Wisconsin because they look like they have awesome racing surfaces, which I'm finally going to get to do that this fall.
Okay.
Weather pending. We're going to go run a couple IRA shows.
Oh, for cool.
September.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm down for whatever. I would love to go experiment. I know when we first started, or kind of we're still starting to get fast, we went down to Kansas and Nebraska, and that was just so awesome but eye-opening, just racing against. There's a lot of sprint cars in the country that are way faster than the sprint cars are up here. And you don't understand that as a fan until you go down there and see your guys that you usually watch race against them. And that makes things really hard too. You're going to drive 10 hours to get your butt kicked, So
that's tough. We obviously Chatty Maddie and I talked a little bit after I told her good racing here. She was here. They would love for us to come down there and do a weekend with them for the IRA stuff. And I was like, gosh, we should.
That'd be fun.
We 100% should go down there and we could bring I'd go, obviously. You would go. We'd go down and have a show down there with them. And because they always come to our track, right? And they don't really 100% have a home track because it's just a sprint car series. It's like the Outlaws, right? So to find 2 tracks down there that are close together or do a doubleheader night. I think would that be amazing
That'd
to
be
go
fun.
do that with them.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the plan. The 2 races we're going to had potential to be NOSA and IRA shows.
Right.
What's their guy's name? Steve Sinclair.
Yep.
He was trying to find us a
Great
fuel
guy.
sponsor because we have Buffalo Wild Wings to pay them to come here, and I just think he never really got it lined up. So, but he's trying for next year, and I think that would be awesome. I think that's something NOSA drivers. NOSA is supposed to be for the smaller budget teams. That's what it was meant for, to keep sprint car racing alive. And so we have trouble getting good car counts out of town. But something like that, I think we would all support just because IRA has.
Right, you'd have a good show up there. This
I
might
agree.
be one of the dumbest questions I've ever asked on a Dirty Thursday, and I've asked a lot of dumb ones. Say, if you were to win the lottery, because we talk about how much money, how much work, how many hours in the shop, how much travel, all the glory and the fun and being a rock star, just like it's not. If you ever won the lottery, would you dump a bunch of it into your sprint car team, or would you just sell everything and go live on an island and go fishing? Because a lot of guys they're like, okay.
That's not a dumb question.
With all the money, I would definitely race for at least a year or 2 more just to see. I've never had the best equipment or someone to set up
See
my
how
race
you'd
car.
feel. Okay.
So I feel like I have a lot more potential than what I show. I mean, I don't think I'd ever be as good as Mark Dobmeyer in 2012 or anything like that.
Well, you never know.
But I feel like I could be a lot better than I am. But the first thing I would buy with that money is Ricky Warner, the crew chief for Rico Abreu. I would pay him as much money as he wanted
Really?
to come work on our car for a summer. He went from Donnie Schatz. They won everything.
Yeah.
And then Donnie Schatz got into the Fords, and I heard Ricky was staying back at the shop trying to help with the R&D on the Ford engines. And now Ricky's back at the track with Rico, and now Rico is just
Tearing it up.
I mean, it's not even a competition unless Kyle Larson's there.
Yeah.
He's dominating. So.
Well, Rico was supposed to, I heard it was on his schedule to be here next week, but now I heard he probably will not be here because he's got to go back out west to do some stuff. That's according to my information anyway. Did notice something different on the 8H, a little bit different color, a little different paint scheme. I like it. Tell us about it.
So we've been running a 2014 J&J chassis for the last 2 or 3 years, and just seemed like this year it sucked. It just wouldn't. Everything we threw at it changed. It was just always the same car, just wore out. So we had a 2020 J&J that we bought a couple years ago. We built that, and I always wanted an all-black car. We were never supposed to have this black and orange car. I wanted all black, but my crew guys told me no, we couldn't do that. So this year we were in a pinch, and I didn't have time to get it all lettered, so I finally got my all-black car, Black Betty.
Yeah, what is the crowd response to you with the new colors? Do people like it? Do they not? Because I do, but I've always been just a black. I mean,
Plain
even
Jane,
flat black, or but that's always been one of mine. But how are people liking it?
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone also said they loved my black and orange car, and now that that's gone, they're all pointing out the flaws with it. So
Sure.
we'll see when this car is gone someday. We'll see what they say about it. But it seems like everyone likes it. I know Amanda Enright said it's her favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm. I like it a
It's
lot.
also my favorite.
Yes.
So looking forward to the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazin Challenge.
Black Betty is sexy.
Yeah, Black Betty is sexy.
That's what
Ooh,
Bryce
Bryce. Ooh. Got to be looking forward to Friday night. And I know you said this is probably one of your favorite nights of the year.
Yeah, I look forward to this race every year. I remember as a fan, as a kid, anytime you were at a track with a back row challenge, that was the bee's knees.
Oh, sure.
You wanted to see the fast guys go to the back, and same as a driver, it'd be awesome to win that race. It would have been more prestigious back in the day with the Max and the Rantons
Sure.
and Nygaard, and
Yeah.
which we got close once. We ended up second, that one hurt. But,
Yeah, I remember that.
But I think we have a very good chance to do it now. I feel like lately we've been as fast as I've ever been in my career, so why not now?
There you go.
And what a great way to, what a great time to win it would be tomorrow night.
It'd be beautiful.
I'm looking forward to it. What do we got? We got the 305s in, Mike Speaker's deal.
Yep.
So the Eidenshank girls, I think, will be here.
One of them for sure.
One of them for sure,
Yep.
unless they got another motor by now. But yeah, it'll be. I think it's going to be a great time.
What do we got? We got tomorrow. Is it all sprints tomorrow?
It's streets, mods, 305, sprints, and buses. Or 305s,
Yeah.
410s, and buses. I mean,
Yeah, sprints.
No late models. That's right.
Street
No late
stocks,
models.
midnight slots, yeah.
I try to keep up with that, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. My full-time job kind of takes care of me during the week, so I don't really get involved until like today.
yeah.
So, like last night, I found out I'm driving a bus.
Oh, are you?
Sweet.
Yeah.
How you always get to do all the fun shit?
Well, you get all the free clothing, so I get all the free driving.
I guess probably because of the free beers I get beforehand.
Yeah. So I got a helmet and stuff, and I get to drive.
Oh,
a bus,
that's what
so.
that was all about. They found one to fit you?
Yeah, I called Doogie yesterday. I was like, dude, and he's not going to be there because K-Dog plays in Watford City. They start football tomorrow.
Sure. Oh, that's right.
Have you
Central.
driven one before?
Just around the track with kids in the back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But
It'd be fun. I don't know if I'd drive one of those things. I've looked inside a couple of them. It's pretty sketchy.
Oh yeah, you got to strap in the back seat during a race one time.
that Wonder Bread one, I drove that during the fair with kids in it, and around I pretty much set my belly on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty close together, but that was Marty's. But
Yeah. Speaking of Wonder Bread, you see the new sign up in front of Forks Radiator there, Dobmeyer's shop.
yeah, what's up with that?
That's awesome.
He's got
Yeah, he bought that car, had it over at Grand Forks Welding.
Yep, and it's an old simulator, is what it
Okay.
is. So the guy that's in that building, Rick, Mark's always called him Ricky Bobby,
Yeah.
and so that's how this all got. Rick was on vacation.
No way.
And like Mark said, he goes, yeah, when I was all drugged up after the burns, he goes, I don't know what I was thinking. It was the medication, but I'd find something and I'd just go buy it. I saw that and I had to buy it. I had this stupid idea. So when Rick went on vacation, he had it all wrapped into the Wonder Bread Ricky Bobby car and had it mounted up there. So when Rick came back from vacation, there it was.
I heard he didn't even notice it. Rick didn't even notice it either. Yeah. That's what Mark was telling me.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is funny stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got more. Oh boy, Scotty Nelson's even watching. We'll have the extinguisher ready, Chad. I think they're talking about you. The steering wheel is adjustable. Can of spray foam from makes all helmets fit. John, I'll get you a format breakdown for tomorrow ahead of time. Thank you, Amanda. Oh boy, I forgot about that. Rolled in the back seat of the poop bud last year, and we got our butts kicked. Here they come to lap us again. Oh, Lundby. I'd be down to ride passenger one of them buses, Nick. You don't. No, not unless they put 5 Point right behind the driver's seat. I surely would not. Not in the back seat anyway. It's crazy.
That'd be wild.
You're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know the way the format is. Last year, I didn't know. And Amanda she'd try to explain it at the beginning of the night, and finally, as the night's going on and you start to figure this out, you realize that something you thought was about the dumbest thing you ever heard was probably one of the coolest formats I've ever seen. And I always could tell you, and this is one thing I've always said, I can always tell you how good the racing is by how bad my throat hurts at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And it hurt last year at the end of the night because that means I'm hollering. And that means the racing's good if I'm hollering. So I'm so looking forward to the back row challenge. And
Yeah,
all
I
that.
hope it's the same format. I'm thinking the same format as last year, where you guys also got on the racetrack and raced at each lap, and who was fastest stayed, or what's that?
Can't even remember what the format. Yeah, they had that. I didn't get to do the back row challenge last year because we had a fuel nozzle fall off.
Yeah, that's right.
And people say, "Oh, he did that on purpose."
Yeah, you pulled off.
He was
No.
running for points.
What people don't know is going into that heat race, I was 6 points ahead of Mark. And since I didn't finish the heat race and he won his heat race, all of a sudden we were tied
Right.
going into the feature. So obviously I didn't do it on purpose.
No, and
I would have won the points if I would have finished the heat race.
I saw all that on Facebook. Like, oh, I'm doing that. Blah, 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 blah. There's somebody, I don't remember the name. He's always a keyboard warrior. And so I got in the golf cart, walked back there, and your freaking crew was going like nuts trying to figure out what was going on because you were severely underpowered.
We had a track official also harassing us. Same guy who always does. I won't say any names, but I like most of them. There's one guy I don't. He's probably watching. But
You know, god dang well, the first thing I'm going to ask him once we shut these cameras off.
Oh yeah, I already know the
I'm
answer.
gonna write down the answer. Who is it? Okay. I don't know this story. Does everyone forget what happened in Devil's Lake with the bus races and passenger? Pretty much all the reason to close before the Olmsteads bought it. I guess I don't know what happened
no, I'd like to hear more on that.
at Devil's Lake.
I don't think there should be passengers in there.
I don't think there should be passengers either.
Yeah.
No, especially now with a microphone in their hand.
Even I know one of the buses I walked because I used to want to drive one, so I was checking them out just to see if I really wanted to. And one of them was like, so you're sitting in the seat with the 5 point on, and right next to you there's a battery on the floor, a big whatever volt car battery.
Yep.
It's like, okay, so if you roll, you're just going to have a 30-pound battery flying around next to you or what, you know?
That's why you don't roll.
Yeah.
I don't.
Until you're trying to win.
Well, right.
I was like talking to Doogie last night. I was like, I'm not going to go out there and go crazy. I just want to go and turn some laps. He goes, oh, you got to go in there and compete. And I said, well, we'll see how it goes. If
They should have a guy out there whose job is to roll on purpose. Imagine the fans, all the kids. They would love that.
So you know that van they gave me? That black and white, they painted black and white,
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo van
yeah.
or whatever. Linus told me one day, he goes, you should take that van and roll it on the front stretch.
That'd be awesome. The fans would love it.
They would just take it. We'll set up a jump. If you roll it, you roll it. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. But I would jump it as long as we'll see.
Linus, I'm your guy for that one.
Yeah, just
as long
don't
as it's
have-
got a 5-point, I'll roll that sucker.
Yeah, okay, well, just don't have Marty Clavel put the 5-point in because he'll get one out of the garbage somewhere and you won't even be able to adjust the damn thing because that's what he did to me in that bus.
I remember you yelling and screaming the whole time.
Oh, boy. Apparently at Devil's Lake, crashed in practice. The bus flipped. Big lawsuit. Okay. Wow. Nope.
Bus races are
My wife's
overrated.
telling me no.
No,
Thanks,
no.
Jade.
Yeah, you know what? It's you'll be fine. How many bus races have we seen and nobody's gotten hurt?
Well,
Yet.
not yet. And I'm not. I don't plan on doing anything crazy. But yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay. Who helps you? I know your crew's gone this week. Name anybody that's given you a hand so far?
God, I should really stretch this one out. There's so many people I always forget.
Go
to
ahead.
thank. But all of my sponsors, of course, All Construction. Thanks for letting me miss work this morning and all the time. Ewing Oil, Tyler, you're the best. I know you're probably watching this. Thanks. Without him, we would not have been able to get down to Huset's so much this year. He helps us big time with the fuel. Roston Auto Sales, Fabricators Unlimited, Denny's Tavern, Sletton Customs, Reed Hammer Masonry, Advanced Tile and Stone, Precise Mechanical Installation, Jordan Adams at the Beehive, the Johnny's Lounge, Kelly's Bar. 4 bars now in the car. We just need one more to tie.
Tells you
Nick
something.
Omdahl.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? Dannon's On-Site, Triangle Coach Service, Hastings Heating and Cooling, Rare Ink. So many people. It's hard to remember. It's way easier when the adrenaline's pumping.
Sure.
But yeah,
Right.
I mean, just tons of people. All my crew guys, Steve, John, Sean, Jeff, Brian, Eric, those are the main guys that are there every night. Especially Steve, he's in the shop every night, and he is the lifeblood of this team. He's the money and the brains and the bronze, so he does it all. My girlfriend, all my fans, my grandma, my aunt, all my family that comes to every race. You guys mean a ton to me. It make me feel loved. All the NOSA officials for listening to all of us drivers bitch all year, and especially Amanda for taking control of the club and really being our leader over the last 2-3 years. All the River Cities officials, all the fire crews that keep us safe, you guys. I mean, there's so many people that never get thanked that we couldn't do it without. And I could keep going on, but I'm going to stop. Oh, I said that one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it. I didn't want you getting in trouble there, buddy.
Bryce Langerud.
I circled it.
Yeah.
So you're ready to go tomorrow night? Got to put in late hours in the shop tonight, or you think you're pretty much close to being done?
We're pretty much done. Me and Eric are going to have a fine-tuning night tonight. We're going to do some stuff that we usually don't. We had a week off, so we're ahead of where we usually are. We're going to try and scale the car tonight without scales. Basically, you just use a tape measure and measure ride heights and
Right.
change some stuff and see if we can learn a little, because we don't get time to do that very often.
Sure. And then we will see if maybe we can't go fishing. 4 of us, Saturday or Sunday, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just got to do it before Viking season starts.
Oh, I know. I hear you.
Once football starts, I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah, once football season starts, it's catfishing's pretty much
Yeah.
getting done anyway.
They
So
get they get fat and angry in the fall, though, don't they?
they can, yeah. Just fat is all I care. They're
Yeah.
just fun to catch.
People don't understand how awesome those fish are to catch, too. I've been meaning to say that. They're so strong.
Oh,
Yes.
it's shocking when you catch your first one. If you get something 15 pound, they say like a 15-pound channel cat fights like a 40-pound blue or flathead, but
Right.
when they start pulling, you
man.
think you're okay because they're coming along the bottom. And then once you try to get them off the bottom to come up,
It's like a bowling ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a bowling ball with shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when they start. That's when you get the old belly button black and blue mark. That's kind of fun.
People always think it's like a dirty kind of fishing. You know, it's not walleye, but if they would do it once and catch a big one, they'd be hooked.
Oh,
And-
like I said, Parker and I are already hooked.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out how we can do it. In him fishing, he loves fishing, but he's been on his uncle's boat. He's been on John's boat now, and he's like, I'd rather fish in the water, Dad, than
You can
on
fish from the shore, though, and catch the same fish.
He
Oh, yeah,
hates
you
fishing
can.
from the shore.
Until he catches a big one from the shore.
Yeah.
Until it pulls him into the river a little bit too.
Then he'll be like, all right, that's not so bad.
Yeah, the one good thing about being in a boat is no mosquitoes.
Yeah.
There's 0 mosquitoes in a boat. You just
Yeah.
got to deal with them biting black fly
Flies.
things.
They're
But,
awful this year.
Yeah, but one thing cool about catfishing is you got the rod holders. You put the rods in the rod holders, and then you drink beer.
Yeah, no jigging, no
Yeah,
casting.
no
reel.
jigging, none of that crap. All
None
right.
of that crap.
Yeah. Did we miss anything?
Nope. I don't
Nope.
know, did we?
I don't know.
I don't know. We can still go on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing about this is when you go for the hour, which obviously we're a lot of the hour and stuff, but once you get going and talking and communicating other than racing, it becomes like easier,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
just to start BSing about everything else in life and figuring stuff out, it becomes easier. And then, well, oh yeah, hey, we'll have this track.
Yeah.
So I think we covered everything, and what a good one. This was good.
Marty Clava does say, so I'm thinking that Chad needs to get a love tap from every other bus out there. Dive in, noodle them.
I was instructed by Keith not to hit with the bumper because it's tough for him to repair radiators.
Oh, and Tommy Eglin, there's no way in hell I would ever try to noodle a channel catfish. I got bit in the thumb one time. I thought he took my entire thumb.
Yeah.
I could not imagine sticking my hand into one of those. For my luck, too, it'd probably come up with a snapping turtle.
That's
Especially
what I
right-
told them is by the mouth when I catch them. They bite hard.
They bite really hard.
They don't
Yeah.
let go. You just got to wait for them to
Yeah,
let go.
yeah, they're not
Really?
like, yeah. When you see
It's
them
like
noodling
lockjaw,
on,
like a pit bull.
yeah, when you see them noodling on TV, they're not noodling channel catfish. They're noodling flatheads and blues. So they're a lot different. Their mouths are a lot different. But
Yeah.
They don't have teeth though. Just
no,
like
it's
sandpaper.
kind of
It's
like
sandpaper.
When they got me, I mean, I'm looking at my thumb thinking it's gone, and it's like, oh, it's all there, and it looks good, and then I squeezed it. And the blood just started pouring out
Out of 100
everywhere.
holes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is like a smallpox shot from hell. I mean, just 1,000 little holes all
Yeah.
over, and boy, did that thing bleed.
Oof,
But, good luck tomorrow. I know you're going to do good.
Yeah, have fun, big guy.
I'm super stoked for you guys. Boy, tomorrow could be it. You never know.
I sure hope so.
And maybe the Dirty Thursday luck will follow you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So far, so good for us. We've had a pretty good track record this year. So
I think we've only had one so far. So
Yeah.
we'll take it. Good luck,
Hopefully-
buddy. Have fun.
Thank you,
yeah,
gentlemen.
thank you
get it.
guys, man. Brady says, "Great show, boys." Jade, let that sucker rip Friday. How about that?
Amen.
They're rooting for you, brother. All right, there you go. Jade Hastings on a Dirty Thursday again, brought to you by River City Speedway and Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Oh boy, conveniently located right next to us. The studios of Grand Forks Best Source, right here in the Grand Cities Mall. Check them out, man. If you want to watch Little League Baseball tomorrow night, Team North Dakota plays at 6 o'clock. It'll be wall-to-wall TVs and rumors, and I can guarantee you they're pretty much all going to be on that Little League World Series game tomorrow night. Let's go, Team Fargo. Hopefully we will see you all at the racetrack tomorrow night. Boy, check it out. Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Check out all that stuff, all right? Big streams and TV streams coming up at 1 o'clock today. Tonight at 6:30. It's Forks Sports Highway, and Monty and Bill are actually going to hook up with the Fargo Little League baseball team. They should be at the Little League World Series. They should be right at the stadium tonight. Make sure you check that out. Let's see what else we got about 9 o'clock tonight. Brew Brothers show. All right, man, what a busy day. And make sure to catch them all. And make sure to like, share, tag, and follow us. Make sure to hit the notification bell on your smartphone, too. You won't miss any of these shows. Grand Cities are still an awesome place. Grand Forks Best Source is still giving them an identity again.